front. South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx. Many people tell me this style
Yes. Good morning, 7th grade. Welcome back from Snowmageddon 2015. That was wild. It is wild. How'd you get here today? It's bad. Bad. Alright, it's a quick day. Half-hour class, and then we out. So let's get right back into our reading. Quick note. Tomorrow, we'll find out who gets homework passes. We're going to complete those first 3 characters and have at least 4 more to write down some traits about, just so we can keep them straight in our minds, because there's lots of people. There's going to be 19 students, as I told you. Okay, page 34. Open your books to page 34. Alright, this character's name is Lupe Algarin. Janelle's got a thing for Devin, but she ain't the only one. Last week, I seen some girl named Beth in here staring at him like he was chocolate ice cream. She couldn't wait to spoon up. She don't even belong in this class. Come to think of it, a lot of extra kids been showing up in our class on open mic Fridays. They heard about the poetry, and they've been coming to check it out. A bunch of teachers are getting mad at Mr. Ward with all these kids skipping their classes. Everybody's talking about it. Poor Mr. Ward. He sends students back where they belong when he catches them. Our class is big, though, and it's easy to duck down behind someone in the back of the room and hide. Sometimes we're halfway through the period before he notices someone who doesn't belong. But he caught Beth last week, and I saw Janelle grinning. She don't have Devin yet, but still, she wants him all to herself. I know that feeling when you love somebody like that. And not just a guy. I love my Rosa. Rosa is so beautiful. I wish I could bring her to school. Mr. Ward would love her. Her toes are like tiny churros. You want to nibble all the time. And I do. Whenever my big sister Christina has me over to babysit, she smiles more than she did before she had Rosa. Or maybe she's just happy to be out of the house. I would be. There's nothing for me there. That's for sure. My brother Tito, he left long ago. And then Christina. So it's just me now. With Miami and her husband, Berto. Besides her factory job, all she cares about is him. As for Berto, he's got no use for nobody's kids. Even mommy's. Why does she put up with him? All he does is belch beer and scream at her to bring him and his buddies more while they sit around playing dominoes or watching fights on TV. I bet Poppy doesn't guzzle beer all the time, I often say to Mommy. You don't know what he does, Lupe, she always says. How could you? You were only 5 when he left. And he left on his own, Lupe. Pero, what did I expect? He was a jibaro, through and through. He couldn't wait to get back to his precious mountains. And this is the man you love? But Berto, who puts food in your mouth, him you despise. Dios mío. We are turning the page. Page 36. I hate it when she calls Poppy a hick. The way she spits the word out. I used to write him so many letters, but he never wrote back. Why, Poppy? There's nobody here to love me now. Mommy has Berto. Tito has his carnales on the streets. Christina has Chooch and Rosa. And me? Raul's been giving me the eye lately, but he can forget it. He's too much in love with himself, always drawing pictures of his own face. What's that about? Besides, I already got a man. My Marco. Except Marco hardly has time for me. even though he claims I'm his woman, his one and only. Sometimes I say my rosaries and beg for someone to love. I lay in bed under the crucifix and pray till my fingers go numb on the beads. Lately, when I look at Rosa, I think I should do like my friend Gloria Martinez. I should make a baby of my own. Maybe that's the answer. I like Marco good enough. I don't want to marry him, but he's cute. We'd make pretty babies together, I think. I've always loved babies. When I was younger, I would wrap my doll in the lace from my first communion, and I'd show her off to all my neighbors. Mira, mira, I'd say. See my baby? Isn't she perfect? And she loved me better than anybody because I was her mother. It was only pretend, of course. But if I had a real baby, she would love me like that. The way Gloria's baby loves her. The way Rosa loves Christina. I saw Gloria and her baby in the grocery last night. I waved to them, and all the time, I'm thinking, Gloria, you have no idea how lucky you are. Page 38, turning the page here. I bet Miss Lupe is now going to read a poem. It's entitled Brown Hands. This is Open Mic Fridays. You, Macho Soledad, the secret I whisper in the night. You fill your eyes with me like a mirror I see myself in. Our twin hearts beat like congas, the rhythm churning our blood to salsa. Our brown hands entwine beneath moonshine, clasping all the love we'll ever need. 39 for Tyrone's commentary. So, the daydreamer speaks. Every time I look at Lupe, she seems like she's somewhere else. Well, maybe she just wants to be. Maybe she's thinking about the guy in the poem. But if she is, how come she never smiles? So this, on page 40, remember Lupe was just mentioning a friend named Gloria, who she saw in the grocery store. So here is Gloria, page 40. Gloria Martinez. Pampers, applesauce, strained peas. I look up for a minute, see Lupe smiling at me. I nod, then go back to making my list. Orange juice, baby powder, soy milk. I didn't even know what soy milk was a year ago. Gloria! Reynard pokes me in the arm, gestures towards the front of the room. Mr. Ward is heading in my direction. I put my shopping list away, before he can ask me what soy milk has to do with Zora Neale Hurston and the book he's been reading to us. Their eyes were watching God. I turn to Reynard and nod, thanks. He doesn't say much, but he always looks out for me. I should have made a shopping list before I left the house this morning, but I barely got out as it is. Angel, she spit up on my shirt right when I was headed out the door. It's like he picks the time to do it. Like he doesn't want me to leave. It took me 10 minutes to clean him up and find myself another shirt. If Mommy hadn't done the laundry for me yesterday, I wouldn't even have a clean one to wear. I was stupid to think I could do this all on my own. Even with Mommy's help, I hardly have time to study or do my homework. Last week, Lupe asked if I could hang out with her after school, and I just about laughed in her face. Chica, I wanted to say. Them days are over for me. I go straight home now, except for maybe stopping at the grocery. It's no more Gloria Loca, party girl. Fun ain't even in my vocabulary anymore. Once you have a kid, everything changes. If I go back, do things over. If I could go back and do things over. But I can't. No sense dreaming about that. I love my angel, and that is no lie. But I wish he didn't cry so much. He'd always want something. His bottle, a new diaper, the teddy he dropped on his floor for the 16th time in a row. Or else, he wants me to hold him, like I can rock a baby and write a paper at the same time, and forget about sleep. He wakes me up in the middle of the night so much, I practically wake up on my own. 2 weeks ago, he wakes up crying with a fever. I don't know what to do. I rub him with cold washcloths, and then I take his temperature. I give him baby Tylenol, walk him up and down, and I take his temperature. I sing to him, I rock him, I give him a bottle of water, and take his temperature. I must have taken his temperature 10 times before his fever finally broke. Then, I put him in bed with me so I can watch him. By the time I close my eyes, the clock, radio, says 3:16. The next day, I have a math test, which I flunk, of course. I keep nodding off between reading the problems and working out the solutions. I was a mess. Lucky for me, when I explained what happened, the teacher let me take the test over. I still got 2 years to go before I graduate. But I've got to make it, and I've got to go to college, period. Angel's father already told me straight up he ain't having nothing to do with this baby, so it's on me. Mommy says she'll help, but it's me who has to make a good life for Angel. It's like she says, my life ain't just about me anymore. It's about my son. Lupe has no idea how lucky she is. How can I get through to her? Perhaps you can, Gloria. In poem, page 43. A poem entitled Message to a Friend. That girl in the mirror, daughter of San Juan, made of sunshine and sugarcane, looks like me. She used to run weightless, time a perfumed bottle hanging from her neck. Mañana, a song she made up the words to while she skipped, until the day she stopped, caught the toothless, squirming bundle heaven dropped into her arms, and gravity kicked in. Her life took a new spin. This screaming gift did not lead her to dream places or fill all her empty spaces like she thought. Silly chica, she bought into Hollywood's lie. That love is mostly what you get instead of what you give, and what it cost, like the perfumed bottle ripped from her neck and sent flying to the ground. The crashing sound of years lost shattered in her ears, and new fears emerged from the looking glass. Sometimes I wonder if she'll ever sing again. Tyrone. Girl's got a lot of heart, coming back to school after having a baby. I saw her around here last year. Man, did she get big. She shrunk right back down, though. She's fine, so I can see why a guy would want to give her a child. Not like any other guy will get the chance, the way she steers clear and keeps to herself. Fine as she is, the girl ain't no dummy. Not writing poetry like that. She could put it up on the wall. If you ask me, it belongs there.
South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx.
Many people tell me this style is terrific. It is kind of different, but let's get specific. KRS-One specialized in music.
Bronx Masquerade by Nicky Grimes. Wesley, Bad Boy Boone. I ain't particular about doing homework, you understand? My teachers practically faint whenever I turn something in. Matter of fact, I probably got the longest list of excuses for missing homework of anyone alive, except for my homie Tyrone. He tries to act like he's not even interested in school, like there's no point in studying hard, or dreaming about tomorrow, or bothering to graduate. He's got his reasons. I keep on him about going to school, though, saying...